Hi, my name is Alex and I welcome you to today's video. The Swedish developer studio Zoink has built up a reputation for story-heavy, emotional and visually striking indie games on a small scale in the recent years with games like the successful EA original title Fe. With the action-adventure Lost in Random, the studio is finally fulfilling a long-cherished and ambitious dream. A comprehensive genre mix with various board game elements that sensibly interweaves the strengths of the games developed so far and presents a wonderfully elaborate and imaginative game world in which there is a lot to discover. Although Lost in Random is an extremely creative game with an exciting game world and many interesting components, the actual premise of the story is quite old-fashioned. In the role of Even, it is our task to free our older sister from the clutches of the evil queen. Behind the, at the first glance, thin facade, however, there are plenty of ideas that have been used to decorate a unique and charming adventure game world that enchants in no time. Every child in Random on their 12th birthday is given the honor of rolling the fearsome queen's black, living dice, and thus influencing the course of the rest of their lives. For example, if you roll a 1, you'll end up in a small town, home to Even's family. If you roll a 3, the child in question will find himself a short time later in a town destroyed by civil war. However, should one actually succeed in rolling a 6, the child can look forward to a life of luxury in the Queen's Palace, according to the many stories heard on the streets. And as the luck of the dice would have it, Even's sister Odd succeeds in doing just that. But is that reason to be happy? Odd is grabbed unceremoniously by the Queen's henchmen after her 6 roll and taken away. Since this incident, which happened almost a year ago at the beginning of the game, 11-year-old Even has been haunted by dark and strange nightmares which tell her that Odd's current whereabouts are anything but luxurious and that she is in rather great danger. So, one night, Even packs her bags and sets out to rescue her sister from the clutches of evil. On their adventurous journey, Even and her partner, Chrysant Dicey, encounter a wide variety of creatures trying to survive under the Queen's perfidious rules. Some of them are loyally devoted to their ruler, others wish nothing more than an end to her tyranny. For example, you meet a peculiar potion merchant whose personality is split in two. On the one hand, there is the emotional Jared, who is guided by his heart and is a sympathetic conversationalist. On the literal other side, the back of the creature's head, Jorid presents himself. The cold logician would like nothing better than to finally free himself from his annoying partner. And he comes across as a supporter of the Queen in the intense small talk, so worlds collide there. Ongoing, we always have the opportunity to get involved in little side stories and explore the many interesting personalities and their lives away from the main story. The different worlds and characters are all designed extremely creatively and uniquely. First and foremost, the parallels to Alice in Wonderland cannot be denied, of course, whether it's the quirky characters or the dark fairy tale-like environments. In addition, there are equally obvious influences from various Tim Burton works, which thrive on their whimsical and wacky design. In terms of gameplay, Lost in Random also has a lot to offer. Although the game uses typical elements of an action-adventure, such as fighting, exploring and interacting with the game world, that's not all. Thanks to our partner Dicey, we can freeze time in the action-heavy battles by rolling the dice and thus planning our next steps in peace. There are a lot of possibilities. Depending on the number of dice we rolled, we have cards with different action points at our disposal. Another important thing to mention is that without such cards, we are not able to damage enemies. We are equipped with a slingshot, but it is only important to collect so-called dice energy. Each enemy type in Random is equipped with small blue crystals on his body, which have to be shot. After a successful hit, we only have to collect the fallen crystals, the dice energy, and can thus earn the next dice roll, with which we activate cards. Our constantly growing set of cards shines with variety. We can conjure up a magic sword, a giant hand that clears enemies out of the way, and much more. As soon as we've played out our cards, the game jumps back into a real-time play and relies on a rather classic battle system. Unfortunately, the whole thing gets a bit monotonous after a while. In terms of performance, Lost in Random looks good on the Nintendo Switch. The game looks great on Nintendo's hybrid console due to the fantastic art design, despite the significant downgrade. Most of the time the frame rate also stays at a constant 30 frames per second. Furthermore, extreme slowdowns never occurred. A small negative point would be the fog, which is sometimes too noticeable in more open areas and takes away the foresight. So let's come to a conclusion. Lost in Random has become a game with breathtaking art style, great as well as creative characters, fabulous landscapes and an almost unique combat system. Only the monotony in gameplay becomes a bit of a downfall towards the end of the story. For these reasons I rate Lost in Random for the Nintendo Switch an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. If you liked it, we would be very happy about a like and a subscription, or if you're interested in getting early access to our future reviews, feel free to visit our Patreon page.
Even! Odd! Where have you been? We've been worried sick.
I'm sorry, Dad. I tried to.
There's no time. She'll be here any minute.
Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.